Hey guys, my name is Dean. Welcome to ManFlow Yoga. You are about to watch a full-length workout from my online members area here free on YouTube, so you can check it out and see if it's a good fit for you. I encourage you to check out some of the links in the description if you want to learn more about ManFlow Yoga, or if you want to get started with a free beginners program. I have a 7-day intro, which is free, no credit card required, and it's an awesome way to get started in just about 15 minutes per day. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. We put out tons of workouts and content every week, and I hope you enjoy this workout. Be sure to like it. Hey guys, it's Dean. Welcome back. This is lesson 4 of the Strength Foundations course from ManFlow Yoga. Today we're going to be going through full body exercises, but we're going to build up with hip and core activation exercises and focus on keeping that activation as we go into these full body exercises. Again, the whole point of this is to increase your muscle activation and to help with increasing your active mobility. So keeping that muscle engagement even as we start to stretch. You're going to need a block and a strap for today. Let's get started. We're going to start on your back. And we're going to start off with a bridge just to cancel out some of that poor posture you've had during the day. You've probably been sitting a little bit too. So let's focus on that. Bring your heels in toward your butt. We've done this a few times now. Make sure that your toes are facing straight forward. Inner feet, so the insides of your feet are parallel to one another. Arms are along your sides. Weight is relaxed in your shoulders. Tighten your glutes, squeeze your thighs together. Press down through your feet. Lift your hips into bridge. Again, we want to focus on engaging your glutes here, so squeezing, pretending like you're squeezing a penny between your butt cheeks, keeping your abs tight just like you would for a plank, and avoiding splaying open the chest. So bring your ribs in toward one another. Try to keep a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. And again, keeping everything nice and engaged. So legs squeezing toward one another. Pretend like you're holding something between your thighs. That's going to help with that inner thigh engagement. Keep pushing down through your toes and through your heels. That's actually going to help with better glute, better thigh, and better core engagement. And also make sure that you're keeping your abs tight to help protect your spine. Shouldn't feel any arching or shouldn't feel any pinching in your back. We are arching the back, but not getting so high to the point that you start to feel pinching in your back. We'll do about 20 more seconds here, so that's 2 breaths. Again, the cool thing about these workouts, the warm-up is part of your workout, so push yourself even in the warm-up. Keep your breathing nice and controlled. Nice and slow in and out of the nose. All right, release down, and then go ahead and sit up. We're going to be doing some hip activation exercises. So from a seated position, sit up nice and tall. Maybe bend your knees if you need to. Maybe hands on either side of your hips if you need that extra support. If you feel like your lower back is poking up behind you and you're kind of rounding your back, just do your best to sit up as tall as possible. It also helps to sit kind of forward on the fronts of your, kind of on the, where your hamstrings meet your glutes as opposed to back on your butt. That's going to help you sit upright a little bit more. And then if you can, straighten your legs. If you can't, that's fine. Just keep one leg bent. And then we're going to lift your right leg straight up, reach your toes back toward your shin, and just hold that. Now this is a really challenging exercise. It's super simple, but it is a challenging exercise. So all you're going to do is lift this leg up. You don't need to go as high as you possibly can, but maybe go about 75% of the maximum height you can lift. If you can, you want to keep that left leg straight. That's just going to add a little bit of support. Now, if you notice here, my right leg is starting to shake. That's a good thing. I want that to happen. I want that fatigue to happen because that's a good sign that I'm working muscles, that I'm getting stronger in a way that my body needs to get stronger. Again, shaking is a good thing. It means we're reaching that point of fatigue, and that's what's necessary for muscle growth and strength to increase. Give it a little bit higher. We're going to go 10 more seconds. Keep the toes reaching back toward you, lifting the knee, lifting the toes, and staying somewhat upright with your posture. If your core strength is failing, you can use your hands on either side of your hips and kind of Use that weight, use your hands to support yourself. Go ahead and release back down and switch sides. So now bringing the left leg up. Toes are facing straight up toward the ceiling. Reach your toes back toward the shin. And you might notice here that one leg is way stronger than the other. So for me, my left leg is way stronger because that's my dominant leg. That's the leg that I plant on when I shoot, or if I want to kick a soccer ball or a football, I'm gonna plant with my left foot and swing with my right leg. So you may have a stronger left leg than your right leg. Maybe your right leg's stronger than your left leg. Doesn't matter. Just notice the imbalance. It's fine. And you can work on it if you want by pushing your off leg a little bit more than your dominant leg. Again, keeping the toes reaching up. You're going to feel this in the top and the front of your left thigh. Again, it's going to be really tough for you to sit upright through this whole workout, but if you want to challenge your core strength, you can work on sitting upright. If you notice that you're paying too much attention to your core, not enough to your leg, then bring your hands on either side of you to keep yourself upright. You got 10 seconds left here. Keep that leg lifting up. Lift the knee. Reach your toes back toward you. Lift your toes toward the ceiling for 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and then slowly release. All right, give your legs a little shake, and we're going to go to the next variation. So now turn your right toes out 45 degrees. Again, sit on the fronts of your thighs, and now lift your leg up again. Now we're targeting the inner thigh. So you should feel this from the groin all the way to the inside of the knee. This is strengthening your VMO, your vastus medialis. This is really important for injury prevention in your knee. It's also going to strengthen your hips. It's going to make you better at squats, less knee pain, less back pain as well. Keep lifting that leg up. Again, use your hands if you want that extra support. You got about 20 seconds left. To increase the difficulty, you can straighten the leg and lift higher. And again, you do want to feel muscle fatigue. You want to see that your leg is shaking. You should see that muscle twitching. That's a good sign. That means that you're doing this correctly. 10 seconds left. Stay up tall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Go straight to the other side. Turn your left foot out 45 degrees. Sit up tall and lift the leg. Again, one leg's going to be stronger than the other. And now we're targeting the inner thigh from your groin to the inside of your knee. Keep that leg lifted up. Sit up tall if you want to challenge your core strength as well, or if you want to keep focusing on the hip, you can plant your hands and use your hands for a little bit of assistance. Don't totally rely on your hands. You should still be using your core strength somewhat to stay upright here, but you can use your hands a little bit. 20 seconds left. Keep that leg squeezing up. Keep the toes turned out 45 degrees. Your right leg helps you stabilize here, so if you can, keep that leg straight. If you need to bend the knee a little bit, that's fine. Last 10 seconds, maybe you go a little bit higher for this. Maybe sit up a little bit taller. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and release. Shake your legs out. We've got one more. This time, turn your right toes in 45 degrees and lift your right leg up. So now we're strengthening the outer front part of the hip. This is called your TFL. This is important in stabilizing your hips as you walk. It also helps with glute strength, which is also going to help with your overall knee strength. Again, toes are turned out 45 degrees, maybe not quite 45 degrees. Try to keep your hips squared, so make sure that you're not coming onto or rolling onto the left hip as you're doing this, but trying to keep the hips level. 20 seconds left. Keep squeezing that leg up. Stay upright with good posture. Sternum lifting up toward the ceiling. If you really want to reinforce that posture, try to lift your leg a little bit higher. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Straighten to the other side. Left foot turns in. Lift the leg up. Sit up tall. Hands on either side of your body to help stabilize. And again, just lift maybe the 75 or 80% of your max. And as you're lifting, you want to lift slowly. I'm not going to jerk my leg up and just hold it up there. I want to lift with active, control. So I'm not using momentum to get my leg up. I'm lightly, slowly, with control, lifting my leg up. 20 seconds left. And even though you can tell I'm working pretty hard, and you're probably working pretty hard too, I hope so, your muscles are shaking, but keeping the breathing controlled. So I'm still breathing in and out of my nose. I'm still keeping my breathing pretty slow. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and release. Nicely done. All right, we're gonna stretch all those muscles we just worked. Go ahead and come back into a bridge. So back onto your back, heels in toward your butt, feet about hip width distant. Press down through your feet, squeeze your thighs, lift your hips away from the ground. Tighten the abs. Now this is a really nice way to counter what we just did because we're stretching all those muscles in the hips. At the same time, we're going to work on strengthening your glutes now. So thighs still squeeze in toward one another. I'm still pushing down through my feet. Glutes are tight. And now I'm going to lift one leg off the ground to isolate your glute, to strengthen your external hip rotator, your butt. Go ahead and bring your right leg straight out into a single leg bridge. Keep your hips level. So you may notice that as you lift one leg up off the ground, that hip dips. Try to keep your hips level. So you're going to squeeze your left hip in and rotate it up. So turning your hip toward the outside, and that's going to help you properly engage that glute. We're going to do 20 seconds here. This is a really useful exercise for strengthening your glutes. It's also a great to do before any workout to make sure that your glutes are properly firing, and that's going to help improve your performance, lift more weight, do more reps, all that good stuff. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now plant your right foot, get stable, push down through your right foot, squeeze your right hip in and up, externally rotate the right hip, and bring your left leg straight out. You don't need to bring your left leg way up in the air. It's not a contest to see how high you can get your leg, and that's actually going to make it easier. So you bring your left leg straight out in front of you. Again, squeeze your right hip in and up. So it's like you're externally rotating the hip so that you're turning the front of your top right hip to face slightly out. 20 seconds here. You're going to feel a lot in your right hip. Keep pushing down through your right heel and through your big toes. Particularly pushing down through the heel is going to help with that glute engagement. 10 seconds to go. You're also going to feel this in your hamstring. That's good. That's what we want. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant your left foot and slowly release down. All right, we're going to flip over onto your chest. Give your back a little bit of a break. And we're going to do a plank here. So stick your arms straight out in front of you. Reach your fingers back toward your face. Practicing that active forearm engagement. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Index fingers reaching away from the thumbs. Pull your shoulder blades down and back. Plug your arms into your shoulders by pulling your shoulders back and down. And then go ahead and plant the hands and take it into a plank. So you can kind of notice here with what I was directing is kind of packing your shoulders in, packing them back and down. And that's going to help with avoiding shoulder injuries. If you do yoga and you do chaturanga movements, which is basically the yoga push-up, kind of transitioning from a plank to an up dog, you may have pain in your shoulders, and that's because you're not properly framing your shoulders in a plank or in the yoga push-up. So that little drill we just did, packing your shoulders into your back and down, is going to help with preventing injury in your shoulders. Keep your belly button up, squeeze your feet toward your hands, 10 seconds. This is a good way to counter any back bend. It's also fantastic for strengthening your core, your upper body, and even your thighs. 3, 2, 1, and then relax your knees. And from here, we're going to stand up. Go ahead and grab a block. We're going to spend just about 4 breaths in mountain pose. So insides of your feet parallel with one another. Press down through your toes, push down through your heels. Internal rotation to the thighs. Make sure that your hips are back so they're right above your heels. Palms face forward. Draw the ribs in. Press your head up, get really tall, and relax your chin toward your throat. 3 breaths. Slow down your breathing. If you'd like to close your eyes, work on your body awareness, go for it. If not, I won't be offended. Thighs are engaged here. Just squeezing your thighs, pushing down to the heels. Last breath. Relax the shoulders with the exhale. All right, go ahead and take the block out. And from here, new arm variation. So you can stand in a mountain pose if you'd like once more. Go ahead and bring your arms into goalpost arms. So elbows are going to be level with the shoulders, and your forearms are parallel to one another. So I'm making a 90-degree bend with the elbows. Forearms are parallel to one another. And this is going to help with strengthening my back, strengthening my shoulders by improving my scapular stability. Those are the muscles between your shoulder blades. I'm also going to stretch my chest in the process. So if you look at me from the side here, I want you to make sure that your forearms are facing straight forward. So there's a little bit of external rotation to your shoulders, and then squeeze your elbows as far back as you can. Keep your neck relaxed, and make sure that you're not splaying open your chest and doing a big arch here with your chest to get your arms into that position. So you want to keep your chest neutral, keep the ribs drawn in, and then squeeze the elbows back, pull the shoulder blades together, and make sure that the forearms stay facing straight forward. You can also spread your fingers wide here. So this is a really good way to engage your back without using any weights, without using any equipment. And this is also going to help improve your posture and improve your shoulder positioning for yoga. So this is a really good thing to do either as part of your yoga warm-up or as part of any other warm-up for another workout, especially since we have pretty bad posture throughout the day. All right, and then go ahead and release and shake it out. So new arm variation, goalpost arms. You can do that anytime that your arms are overhead. You're welcome to do a goalpost variation instead. That's especially useful for you if you have difficulty bringing your arms straight overhead while keeping your shoulders away from your ears. So if you notice that your shoulders come way up like this toward your ears when you bring your arms overhead, a goalpost arm might actually be more beneficial for you. Now we're going to move into a runner's lunge. So right leg goes forward. Take a big step back with your left foot, knee over your ankle on your front foot. Squeeze the legs toward one another, and then squeeze the legs in toward the midline. So legs are squeezing from the front to the back, from the back to the front, and also squeezing my right leg in toward the left and my left leg in toward the right. So everything is squeezing in toward the middle from all directions. That's going to help improve my inner thigh muscle activation. It's also going to help with core activation. Keep driving down through your front heel to help with your hip activation, and make sure that you're keeping the toes active in the back foot. From here, softly and slowly relax your left knee all the way to the ground, keeping the weight in your right hip. So even as that left leg touches the ground, you're not shifting over to the left knee, you're keeping the weight in the right hip. And then go ahead and come into a kneeling lunge or a low lunge. Stack your shoulders on top of your hips, bring your arms up overhead. Breathe with control in and out of the nose. Again, I'm still squeezing my legs toward one another, so I'm squeezing my right leg in, squeezing my left leg in toward the middle. And if you want, maybe take goalpost arms here. You can practice that a little bit. And from here into a back bend. So I want you to lift your sternum up. Go ahead and look up at the ceiling. Keep your neck nice and long here, so no wrinkles in the back of your neck. Into a slight back bend. So this is going to deepen the stretch through the front of your left hip. This is also going to start activating the muscles in your back. So you're going to feel your erector spinae. Those are the muscles along your spine. You should feel those muscles start to activate in the back bend. At the same time, you're keeping your abs tight to protect your spine. We're going to do about 10 seconds here. So again, lift your chest up, look up at the ceiling, squeeze your elbows back. If you want, maybe bring the arms straight up. Weight still in your right hip. 3, 2, 1. Relax your arms. Go ahead and stand back up and switch sides. Runner's lunge, left leg forward. Knee over the ankle on the front foot. Let's squeeze the legs toward one another. Right foot squeezing toward the left foot. Left heel squeezing back toward the right foot. Lengthen your torso, so pull your ribs away from your hips. And then also make sure that you're squeezing the legs in toward the middle from the sides. Right, so my right leg is squeezing toward the left. My left leg is squeezing toward the right. Try to maintain controlled breathing in and out of the nose. Make sure that you're driving down through your left heel. Keep the weight in your hip. Next, exhale, slowly release that right knee to the ground. Keep the weight in the left hip. Stack your shoulders on top of your hips. Make sure that your chest, make sure that your spine is staying neutral. So you shouldn't have arching through your back. Your butt shouldn't be out behind you. Again, we want to keep a neutral spine here, keeping that weight in the left hip. Arms come up. Shoulders relax. And then into the back bend. So lifting your sternum up, looking up at the ceiling, keeping length through the back of your neck. Squeezing your legs in toward one another from the front to the back and from the left to the right. Do about 15 seconds here. Back bends are incredibly beneficial for your posture, for helping to strengthen your spine, preventing back pain. You should be doing back bends every day. 10 more seconds. Keep squeezing the legs toward one another. Try to keep that weight in the left hip. See if you can get a little bit taller with your back bend. So push your head up, lengthen your spine. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Relax your arms. Step up all the way. And from here into down dog on the wall. So make an L shape with your body. Hands are on the wall, level with your shoulders. Feet can be about 6 inches apart. Squeeze the fronts of your thighs toward the wall. Squeeze your arms toward one another. Make sure that your neck is relaxed, so you're looking straight down at the ground. And draw your ribs in toward one another. So make sure that you're not arching your back here or splaying open your chest. Kneecaps are facing straight forward, so apply a little internal rotation to your thighs. And again, for the muscle activation aspect of this, you're squeezing your thighs forward and toward one another. You're tightening your core. You're engaging your upper back by pushing your chest down, and then also squeezing your arms toward one another and looking straight down at the ground, keeping a nice straight line with the spine. So you'll feel engagement through the fronts of your thighs, the inner thighs, your abs, your upper back, and your arms. And you're going to feel stretching through the backs of your legs, so your calves and your hamstrings. 10 more seconds here, practicing this L shape with your body, this down dog on the wall. 3, 2, 1, and then bend your knees. Go ahead and stand up all the way. All right, nice job on that. From here, we're going to go into a standing side bend. So let's go toes together, heels about 1 inch apart. Bring your arms overhead, and we're going to start this off the same way we did the last side bend. So I'm going to have you bring your right arm along your side here. Press your left arm up, rotate the bicep to face slightly back, and then bend up and over toward the right. Hips press toward the left. Keep your legs straight here. Stay nice and tall. So initially, focus on keeping height, and then we'll go into depth. So as you inhale, get taller. As you exhale, bend. And you're using active core engagement, active muscle engagement to stay tall here. This isn't a relaxed stretch where you're just falling to the side and letting your abs relax, but you're using your abs to hold yourself upright here to stay as long as you possibly can. And then bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, point your index fingers, push your palms together. Pretend like you're pulling your arms or pulling your hands apart as you're interlacing your fingers. That's going to help to increase your forearm and your arm activation. Hips press toward the left, keeping your abs tight. Stay tall. 5 more seconds. Squeeze the arms back a little bit to engage your upper back a little more. And then bring it back to the middle and release your arms. All right, other side. Arms come up. Relax your left arm along your side. Turn your right bicep to face back. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, bend to the side. Hips press toward the right. Arm presses up. Again, staying nice and tall. I like having the left hand on the side here at first, just because that helps you maintain your height. So that's what we're doing with the hand on the side. As you exhale, bending deeper into this. As you inhale, lifting and maintaining that height. Also, as you exhale, tightening the muscles. So squeezing your abs, making sure you're maintaining that engagement. Legs stay straight here. Weight is in both feet. Make sure you're not leaning to one side or the other. Or sorry, you're not putting more weight in one leg than the other. And then again, bringing your arms together, interlacing the fingers, pointing the index fingers. So now I've got to stretch through the whole right side of the body, but also engaging the right side of the body. So keeping your obliques engaged, keeping your right side, kind of those muscles along your rib cage, keeping those engaged. And again, staying tall. Breathing in to lift up. Exhaling to go deeper. Last 10 seconds. Pretend like you're pulling your arms apart, at the same time pushing your palms together. 5, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back. Relax your arms one more time. And into a standing back bend here. So toes keep touching, thighs are engaged, push down through your feet, bring your arms up, interlace your fingers, breathe in and lift your chest, lift your arms and squeeze back. So if you're looking at me from the side here, my neck is long. I'm not just letting my head fall back, but I'm using the strength of my neck to hold my head upright, using the strength of my upper back to squeeze my arms back, and using my core strength to stabilize through my torso, through my trunk. Inhale to lift a little bit taller, press down through the feet, squeeze the thighs. Exhale to lean back a little bit more. Last 10 seconds here. Maybe straightening the arms, squeezing the arms back a little bit more, or remembering our lesson from goalpost arms, you can bend your arms a little bit to help get your arms further back. 3, 2, 1, and then release your arms. And from here, moving into a squat hold. So a full body exercise, or a full body exercise focused on your hips. Go ahead and grab the block. We're gonna put this between your legs, just like you would start off for a mountain pose with block between the thighs. From here, you're gonna bend your knees just slightly, hinge at your hips. So press your hips straight back and then sit down into the squat hold. Keep your block between your thighs, squeezing that block tightly. Try to keep your back flat here so the ribs draw in, so your torso is facing down and forward, and then bring your arms just straight out in front of you. And again, the focus of this squat hold is to put the weight into your hips and your butt. If you feel like the weight's shifting forward into your knees, that's probably because your knees are going forward. Bring your hips back as far as you can. You might want to think keeping your knees above your ankles at first if you still don't have that hip engagement. So you're going to feel this in your hamstrings, so the backs of your thighs, and in your butt. Sit down a little bit lower. Keep the arms out in front for the last 10 seconds. All those hip exercises that we did at the beginning focused on hip engagement. So these are the muscles that you should be using in the squat hold as well. 3 seconds. 2, 1, and stand up. And the last exercise, we're going to focus on a proper forward fold. So this is a very important posture in yoga, but it's done incorrectly all the time. You're going to focus on keeping the fronts of your thighs and your abs engaged in the forward fold. So instead of just thinking passive stretch for my hamstrings and the back of my body, I'm going to think active engagement of the front of my body. So we're going to start by bending your knees. You're going to bring your hand to a block. You're going to pull your chest forward, so making your torso as long as you can. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, squeeze the fronts of your thighs and your chest toward one another to come into an active forward fold. Use the block. That way you're not going to overstretch your lower back. You want to keep your back flat. So if you look in the mirror and you notice that your lower back is rounding and kind of poking up, bend your knees a lot more and focus on, again, that active engagement through the fronts of your thighs and your core. You can tuck your chin,
look behind you, push down through the feet. So a forward fold, a standing forward fold here is very active. We're not thinking of this as a passive, just bleh, right, just letting everything go, but focusing on squeezing the fronts of the thighs and the abs toward one another. And that way, we're getting a really nice release through the hamstrings. We're strengthening your core, strengthening your thighs, and we're also protecting the lower back as we fold. There's actually a lot of injuries that happen in yoga as a result of forward folds without active engagement. So it's very important that you fold in a forward fold, in any type of fold, with that active engagement through the core and the thighs. All right, go ahead and drop your hips back down, pull your chest forward, and stand back up, and that's it. So guys, great work today. Again, we focused on a lot of hip activation and then applying that to some full body movements. So the down dog, the lunge, the back bends, the standing forward fold, and again on the squat hold. So practice active engagement, especially in the forward folds, and you're going to get stronger a lot more quickly and also avoid injury in the process. Hope you guys are enjoying the Strength Foundations course. This was lesson 4, and I'll see you on the next one for lesson 5. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that workout. Hope you learned something new. Try to make these workouts very helpful in terms of technique, in terms of learning how to properly engage muscles and build strength with yoga. If you're looking for more workouts, I encourage you to check out the rest of the videos on this YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure I have over 1,000. And if you want more, if you're looking for an organized program to get started, I highly recommend checking out the Manflow Yoga members area. It's just $1 to get started with a 7-day trial. So thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to like this video if you liked any of it. It's really helpful, and I hope to see you on future videos.